Hi, welcome to Weekend Box Office Predictions and Movie Review. Today is Friday, June 10th, 2016. My name is Craig and I am your host. Hey, for today's show, I'm just going to review three new movies, give you predictions on those as well as some holdovers for this weekend's box office. Hey, the new movies coming out, it's going to be three new movies that are going to perform either really decent or really great this weekend. One of them obviously will debut at number one, I believe, so from the holdovers from last weekend, I see big drops for those. So even though Turtles had number one, I don't see it holding that position at all for this coming week. So, hey, one of the first new movies that's coming out is Now You See Me 2. So obviously this is a sequel. Stars Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson, Dave France, Daniel Radcliffe, Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Lizzie Kaplan, lots of other people in this movie. So the Four Horsemen are back in this movie, and they're ready for their next job. This involves stealing some kind of computer thing or whatever. So, and the first sequel actually, when it came out 3 years ago, debuted at $29.3 million, and it did end up grossing $117 in the U.S. and it was at $350 worldwide. So the movie was a success. So they're looking to build on that. This is already a lot of sequels have come out this year. And pretty much all of them have not performed above what the original did, so I don't see this movie doing that as well. I think it'll come close, though. How close, though, is yet to be determined. It is playing in 3,200 theaters, though. A little over 2 hours at 2 hours and 9 minutes. The reviews for this are okay to great. My prediction for this movie will be $23.5 million for this coming weekend. Next is the movie Warcraft. It stars Travis Fimmel, Paula Patton, Ben Foster, and Dominic Cooper. It's actually based on the game Warcraft, if you've ever heard of it. What it's basically about is Azeroth is close to war after having a lot of peace and so forth. The orcs are their planet is doomed. They're looking for another place to go, and there's an orb or something like that that opens up. So war takes place. Heroes pop up. People unite to try and stop them. So that's it in a nutshell. So the reviews are poor for this, obviously. It's kind of expected for this type of movie. However, though, anticipated viewers who want to see this are actually giving it a thumbs up. What's really interesting about this movie, it just debuted in China, and in 2 days this movie grossed $90 million in China. It actually broke the all-time record, which was Furious 7 at $88 million. So overseas, this movie has already taken off really quick. So it's playing in 3,400 theaters here, and I think the only two things that are holding this up is that it's not a holiday weekend, and also that there are also two other movies that are coming out this weekend that are gonna have good debuts as well. Otherwise, I'd see this movie easily clearing 40, 45 million. So, it's really been hard to put this movie as well. Studio is only estimating at $25 million for this movie. I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that, though. Just from the initial, what I'm seeing, the word of mouth of what people are anticipating. So I'm going to put this at $28.8 million for this coming weekend, and I think it will be the number 2 movie. Last movie coming out this weekend is The Conjuring 2. It stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, who are back in this sequel. And I tell you what, this movie has been, a lot of people have been waiting for it to come out, and it is finally here. So, in a nutshell, what this movie's about, there's a family in England. It's a single mom with 4 kids, and basically they live in a house that's like the Amityville horror house. So, lots of things going on with spirits that are taking over the kids and that have just infested this house. So they're called to investigate, interviewing the kids and everything, and that's where the story goes from there. In 2013 is when the first Conjuring came out. It debuted very well to $41.8 million. This movie is going to come real close to that again, I believe. Just going to be slightly short, though. There is always that chance that it will, but I think just with the other 2 movies coming out, I think it will be held just a little bit short. So it's playing in 3,300 theaters. This movie's also actually longer. It's actually 2 hours and 14 minutes. I think that's the only thing that may hold it up just a touch on making a little bit more. The other one, the original, I think was just at an hour and 50 minutes. So my prediction for this movie will be it's number 1 movie, $37.1 million. Holdovers for this weekend, the Turtles will drop to probably number 4 for sure. going to put it at a 60% drop at $14.5 million. Next is the movie Me Before You. Should have another great weekend. I'm actually going to put it at double digits at $12.17 million. Next is X-Men. I'm going to see a 55% drop for it at $10.8 million. Next is Alice Through the Looking Glass. I'm going to give it a 50% drop at $5.65 million. Next is Angry Birds. It's still having a good run at $5.1 million for this coming weekend. Captain America will be next at $3.5 million, and rounding out the top 10 will be The Jungle Book at $2.6 million. Hey, that's it for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. I should be back on Monday, and I'll give you an update on what the actual numbers were from this past weekend's box office. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until then, giving you predictions you can count on that are better than the weatherman. Take care.